A new power is rising in the backyard.
Your army will never take Paris, and you will never have peace. I am with you, demon.
I'll go home to monitor you on my PC, I said. We parted ways, and I went home quickly. As soon as I got home, I went up to my room and began listening to Damien and Mr. Carter. I was just on time. I heard Damien knock on the door, and I heard Mr. Carter come to open it. I pictured it all in my head as it was happening.
Thanks for coming, Damien. Come in. Here, have a seat. I've ordered some pizza, so you can have a snack before we start.
Mr. Carter said.
Thanks. How long is it going to take?
Damien asked.
Not too long. Don't worry.
Mr. Carter replied. I heard 2 chairs being pulled out, so I assumed that they were now sitting down. It also sounded like Damien was chewing.
This pizza's good,
Damien said. The pig, I thought. Then I didn't hear him for a while.
Yo, stop saying scammer in my
I just
chat.
feel a bit drowsy.
Hey,
Damien replied.
I'm not a
Then I
scammer.
heard a thud. After that, I heard some shuffling. Then I heard loud
No
footsteps in
scammer.
front.
I have
It sounded like
traps.
Damien was
No
being carried
traps.
down some steps.
But
Finally,
they
I heard a
scam
door
me
open,
from the
and what I heard
traps.
next
I
terrified
can't.
me. I heard several screams and pleads
Do
for
you
help.
want to say it to my
Let us out.
face?
We're hungry. Help us. Don't leave us here. I heard another thud, and then there was silence.
Come on.
I didn't
Come
know
on,
what
say
to
it
do.
to my face.
Maybe I should have called the police
Join me,
right
say
then,
it to
but
me.
for a few minutes, I was just shocked. I went to the kitchen, then ran back up to my room. I still heard nothing through the recording device. I dialed Damien's number, and he picked up right away. Hey, are you okay? I asked. Yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask? He said. All the noises. Well, you'll tell me all about it tomorrow, I said, and hung up, relieved that he was okay. The next day, I woke up to a screeching sound from my computer.
Carlos, can you hear me?
It was Damien. Listen, I'm in a basement in Mr. Carter's house. Harold is here too. Mr. Carter gave me some food that made me really drowsy. But before I knocked out, I saw some weird machines in his house. There were people in them. Well, I don't know if they were real people. They might be clones.
Carlos,
I'll think through the know what to do. Maybe I should have called the police right then, but for a few minutes, I was just shocked. I went to the kitchen, then ran back up to my room. I still heard nothing through the recording device. I dialed Damien's number, and he picked up right away. Hey, are you okay? I asked. Yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask? He said. All the noises. Well, you'll tell me all about it tomorrow, I said, and hung up, relieved that he was okay. The next day, I woke up to a screeching sound from my computer.
Carlos, can you hear me?
It was Damien. Listen, I'm in a basement in Mr. Carter's house. Harold is here too. Mr. Carter gave me some food that made me really drowsy. But before I knocked out, I saw some weird machines in his house. There were people in them. Well, I don't know if they were real people. They might be clones. I could have sworn I saw one that looked just like me. I'm so afraid. And Harold's gotten so skinny, he only throws some scraps of bread in here once in a while. This is crazy. You have to help us. Unfortunately, I could only listen, but I couldn't reply. I got ready quickly and went to school to see if Damien, well, his clone, was there. I bumped into him almost as soon as I walked in through the gate. Damien, I said. What? It replied with the same cold stare that Harold had a few weeks ago. You need to come with me, quickly. Just be quiet and run. It's an emergency, I said, and I grabbed his arm. Surprisingly, it ran with me all the way to my house. I brought it to my room, knocked it on its head, and tied it up. Good. Now stay there and be quiet, I said while taping its mouth shut. Then, I went straight to the police station to report a kidnapping. At first, they laughed at my story, but then I played Damien's recording, and they started to take me a bit more seriously. Because it was a school day, Mr. Carter was somewhere in class. We drove over to his house and broke the door open. I stared at all the bodies stored in huge glass containers filled with some kind of liquid. For a while, I was frozen. Then I remembered. Harold, Damien, they're in the basement, I shouted. The police found the basement door and broke it open. When we looked inside, we could not believe it. There were at least 20 kids and even some adults in there. Damien and Harold ran out. You did it, Carlos! The policemen had to call for backup, and a few of them went to the school to arrest Mr. Carter. Several ambulances arrived to take away everyone. Harold and Damien were taken to the hospital, and I suddenly remembered that I had Damien's clone tied up in my room. I informed the policeman who went to get him. Everyone was completely confused, of course. How was a simple science teacher able to create such accurate clones? And if he had such a remarkable discovery, why did he choose to teach at a high school? Apparently, the clones' brains were programmed to be able to ace all his exams. It was almost like they were half human, half robot. But why would someone do all that work just to seem like a good teacher? It was all too weird. This case is still being investigated, and it has not been publicized. All of the clones have been captured and sent to a secure research laboratory. Damien, Harold, and I are regarded as heroes in our town now. We decided that we'd start a small business together after we leave high school because we want to be as far away from teachers and professors as possible. We don't trust them anymore.
Oh my god. I just got accepted to my dream college. My older brother Jeffrey screamed. My mom, dad, and sister began clapping and cheering. I just stood in shock and sadness. Mom, Dad, you both just lost your jobs. How are you guys going to afford that? I said, snapping everyone back to reality. The room instantly went quiet. She's right, son. I don't even know how I'm going to continue paying for Ari to attend that special school, my dad said. But before I go on, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. My little sister, Ariane, had cerebral palsy and she needed extra care and attention.
Ew, hello.
After my parents both
This
lost
is
their
inventory
jobs,
field.
everything seemed to fall apart. How are we supposed to make ends meet? It's okay, guys. I will just continue working at the diner for now. I'll get to go to college someday, my brother said softly. My heart broke for him because I knew he'd excel at college. He was always at the top of his class, and I knew
Come
that
here.
he'd probably make enough money to take care of the whole family when he came back from college. I sighed and went to sleep. The next day was Saturday. I'd usually take Ari to the park for some fresh air. I laid a blanket on the grass and took out her favorite snacks and a few little toys. She clapped with excitement. After a while, I noticed Mr. and Mrs. Smedlin sitting on the bench a few feet away. They were looking at us intently. Naturally, I was spooked out. The Medlins were the wealthiest people in our very superstitious neighborhood. They lived in the Medlin manor, which had been passed down to them by their wealthy ancestors. Although they were rich, no one in town would
Yeah, you take this.
There was a
Thank you
rumor
for
that anyone who
donating.
went near their manor would disappear. Servants who worked there previously also claimed to hear odd noises and to see strange apparitions at different times of the day. Some had been scared away on their first day at work. Everyone believed the house was haunted, and that the entire Medlin
Thank you. Do you have more
Going
weapons?
live on Facebook is a unique opportunity to get in direct contact
I
with
will
your
give you a
customers.
lot of more
It's a personal way to know, and you get
raise your
more
hand
visible
keeping the
on
inventory
social
field.
media. And you get customers from all over the country.
I'll give you
We have
traps.
realized that we get
We
more
get
traffic in the
do you have a
stores,
lot of
both
weapons?
online and offline. And the most
Okay,
important thing
I'll
is that
give
this is a new sales channel where you get the opportunity to sell more products. It's not hard or difficult to go live, and with Elisa on board, it becomes so much easier. The back-end work has
Come
become
here.
more automatic.
Tree.
We don't
Come
only
here.
save hours, we save days.
Can I get more
Elisa,
weapons?
it's easy for the customer to buy our products. The customers see us live and then they comment on what product they want. And they get a direct message in Messenger with the product they have wished for in one basket. From here they can take delivery or pick up in store. And then it's easy to pay. There's different payments options to choose from. Elisa handles the communication with customers. She keeps track on our stock and she makes sure that the necessary information is given to the customer to create a good buying experience. Elisa makes it easy, effective, and makes us focus on what we're best at, selling and creating a good buying experience.
Du ved aldrig, hvad en ny dag bringer. Selvom vi har travlt, prioriterer vi og finder tiden til det, der betyder mest. Der er meget at se til i hjemmet. Nogle dage mere end andre,
got off the bench and walked towards me. I was terrified. What did they want with me? Hi, Zaria, said Mrs. Medlin. Hi, how do you know who I am? I said, shaking. It's a very small town, dear, she replied. Do you know our son Elliot? Mr. Matter asked. Yes, he goes to my school, I said. I avoided Elliot like everyone else at school did. In fact, he was the least popular kid at school. Everyone hated him in kindergarten because of his family's odd reputation. I sometimes felt sorry for him, but I was also superstitious and it was too risky to talk to him. Well, we know that your family is going through a bit of a hard time right now. I mean, he'd like to
Yo, Indian people have some.
and he's a teenager.
Yo, can you craft in Freddy's?
Time he had a female companion, you know.
Indian people can craft in Freddy's because I need a house.
Silly rumors that started years ago.
Oh my god. Oh.
Anyway, what we came here to ask you is if you consider dating us, Mr. Medlin said. What?
Yeah, what?
Here to say,
Can you craft in Freddy's?
you will pay me, once per week. Come on, please. He really needs a friend. I was angry and began screaming at him. If you think you can just pay me to... But before I could finish, he said, $100,000. Which sounds kind of funny to my family's life around. It took about a minute to think about it, but I finally...
Your mom knows something better.
Once per week, and I was doing it for as long as I could fix sense. I took my little sister home, all smiling all the way.
Yo, can you craft in Freddy's?
To be able to go to an even
You want to help me?
school, I said to her while she giggled.
Okay, good.
The
Yeah,
next
finish.
week I began pursuing him. I commented that I'd accidentally bumped into him near his locker.
Take this
Followed my
ribbon.
fear and did just that. Hey, Elliot, I'm sorry for bumping into you. I feel busy today. Anyway, my name's Zaria. I said, hi. Do you need help with anything? He replied. No, I'll be okay, but I was wondering, would you like to hang out after school?
Bro, what give me stuff?
I'll meet you outside the science lab when the bell
What give me
rings, he replied.
stuff?
Wow, this was all too easy, I thought while thinking of that money. After school, we walked around for a while just talking about whatever random topics came to our heads. I discovered that we had a lot in common.
What
Yo,
give me
what do you
stuff?
need to craft? What do you need to craft? I can give you this
It was
stuff.
actually quite funny and handsome. We continued to hang out every day after school. One afternoon, while we were sitting at the fast food place drinking soda, he
Drop this
asked,
and leave. That's
why did
better.
you decide to talk to me? No one talks to me.
But
It's like they're avoiding a plague or something. I find that
that's
way.
better.
Well, I believe that everyone deserves a chance. And I think it's unfair how everyone has been treating me. I replied. He smiled and I felt awful for being so dishonest. That weekend, I went on lunch with my bank balance.
Take
And
this.
sure enough, my
And
first
pouch
100,000
crystals.
had been deposited. My parents breathed with joy. Then I
No.
told this to my parents. What color I do. I don't want them to think I'm a criminal or anything. Oh, that's it. Get a part-time job, I thought. I
Take
searched online for
pouch
part-time
crystals.
vacancies in my area. And I sent a few letters to several companies. After a few days, I got a response from a clothing store. I went for an interview and got the job.
Yo, do you have
Parents, they were
bricks
happy that I could
then?
help out. I felt proud that I was taking
Bro.
Do you have you?
What give me
Do you
stuff?
have
After a
this
while,
and
we
this?
developed a stronger connection, and I asked him to be my boyfriend. He agreed.
What give me stuff?
I had over
Take this.
$500,000. I hadn't given it all to
What
my
give me
parents.
stuff?
I gave them money little by little, and when they asked why I had so much,
You're not
This,
gonna
what give me
stop.
this?
I was extremely generous. My sister was able to go to a better school with specialists who are more qualified to take
What
care
you-
of her.
Pick that up.
After 2 months, my brother had enrolled in his dream college and was completely enjoying his life. I felt so proud.
What? I know
That
Summer.
I was
I
able
know,
to do
I
this
know,
for
I
my
need to
family.
get this.
One evening, Elliot invited me over to his house to watch a movie and eat snacks. At first, I freaked out a little bit because I still believed that his house was haunted. But I realized that if I didn't allow our relationship to grow, his parents might stop giving me money. I had grown to enjoy my new riches, so I decided to conquer my fear again. He met me at my house and we walked to his. The Medlem Manor was much darker and scarier. How did it look like an old castle? I imagined that there were probably many hidden rooms and pathways inside. He opened the door and we went inside. The interior of the house was just as spooky. Although everything in there looked very elegant and expensive, it was still dark, and I had a bad feeling that I just couldn't shake off. Hey Zarya, are you okay? You look worried. We don't really have ghosts here, you know, he laughed. I'm okay, I said. She's in a room, pretty warm. His dad winked and they left the room. I continued to hang out at Elliot's house after work most days. I told my parents I had to work late, and my friends believed that I was home studying. Despite the rumors, apart from the fact that the Medlin Manor was old and a bit ugly, I heard no strange voices and saw no ghosts. I continued to give my parents money every week. I believe they knew it wasn't all from a generous boss, but we were all so desperate that they took it anyway. Our life improved, but as time went by, I felt more and more guilty about accepting money from Elliot. I had really started to fall in love. One morning I woke up, and I could not imagine my life without him. That was how close we had become. I felt this heaviness in my heart, which I couldn't ignore anymore. I didn't want to lie to him. At his house that afternoon, I decided to tell him the truth.
Do you have more
You have been a
weapons?
great boyfriend to me.
What? He's
And I
gonna
want
drop
you
it
to
here,
know that
drop
I
it here.
really appreciate you, I said. And you're the most amazing girlfriend we have.
Yeah, you got to. Take 1, 2. Can you? Okay. 5. Okay, give me a second, I come back. I'm gonna check some more screen.
I'm so glad you bumped into me near my locker. He smiled. Well, I haven't been completely honest with you about something, and I feel that I need to tell you the truth. I really like you, and I don't want to lose you, but I also don't want to lie to you. Your parents have been paying me to date you, I said. He said nothing and stared blankly. I will stop taking your money. At first I accepted because my family was in a really bad place financially, but now it feels wrong. I don't want you to feel like I'm dating you for money. It's because I really love you, I said while wiping a tear. It's fine, Zarya. I knew everything all along. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. At that point, his parents walked into the room. Apparently they had been listening to everything. That's correct, dear. He always knew.
Go up, I'm gonna do it. Go up, go up. I'm gonna do it.
Anyway, we have another request, said Mrs. Medlin. This sudden change of events was too much for me. Our family has a tradition of choosing our children's spouses. We would like you to be Elliot's wife someday, but not here. We would like you to leave the state with him and live together until you are legally allowed to get married. After you are husband and wife, we will hand over half of our fortune to you. We trust you, and we'd like you to become a member of our family. She continued while smiling. We don't want you to say anything to your family. It has to seem like you've disappeared. Most people know that you've been dating Elliot, and another Midland Manor disappearance would be good for the image
because
we're
I'm
trying to
not a
maintain.
ninja
Mr. Medlin's
You
smiled.
wait,
This was the strangest conversation of my life. But in the end, I agreed to do what they asked me because they promised to ensure that my family would always have money. I wanted the best for them, and I also loved Elliot, so I figured it was a win-win situation. I believed that I'd see them again someday, so I tried to remain optimistic. Now everyone in town believes that I've disappeared. Or worse, I've been murdered by the Medlins. everyone continues to fear them, and no one will go near their house. Meanwhile, I'm very happy with the love of my life, but I really miss my family sometimes.
My name is Gaia. I'm 16 years old, and I'm probably the most beautiful girl you will ever meet in your life. For this reason, I'm extremely popular at school. Everyone has heard of me, and everyone wants to be my friend. My teachers literally worship the ground I walk on, and the principal lets me get away with practically anything. But school is just a small part of my life, considering that I'm already one of the most popular models in my state. I have over 200,000 followers on Instagram. A huge fan base, if you ask me. I work part-time for a modeling company that sends me to different countries to model. I've flown first class more times than an ordinary person can hope to fly economy. The best part about this job is the free stuff. I get designer clothes, shoes, bags, perfumes, accessories, you name it. All I have to do is walk around with my awesome stuff and continue being breathtakingly beautiful. It probably seems like I have the perfect life, right? Wrong. There is something about me that I rarely discuss with anyone because it makes me feel bad about myself. I have never gone on a date. In fact, I've never even had a boyfriend. Guys pretend that they like me, they talk to me, and then they suddenly disappear, leaving me confused and heartbroken. Even the nerdiest girl at school has a boyfriend, and while I'm just here, it doesn't make any sense at all. I should have guys fighting to decide who will get to take me out. But instead, I spend my weekends and evenings alone in my room, avoiding my mom and ugly older sister, when I'm not traveling, that is. Last year, I almost went out with a guy called Drake. He's a senior at my school, and he's like the male equivalent of me. Totally gorgeous. I'd get butterflies if I thought he was in the room next door. One day, he just walked up to me while I was studying in the library. "You're too beautiful, you know. Are you sure you're from this planet?" he said. I giggled like a total idiot. "Well, I could say the same about you," I replied. I've been wanting to talk to you for a while, but I was really afraid. "Do you have a boyfriend?" he asked. "No," I replied. "Oh, great. Okay. You seem like the kind of girl with many guys to choose from, so I didn't think I stood a chance. Could I have your number?" I thought this was finally my chance. I gave him my number without thinking twice. That night, and for many nights after, we stayed up until 2 in the morning talking to each other. We got to know each other really well. He was so funny and charming, but I was sad that I only got to see him at school. I wanted to experience my first date, and even more, my first kiss. But that was not about to happen. One day, Rick just stopped replying to my messages. When I saw him at school, he would pretend he didn't see me and walk the other way. I tried to ask him what was wrong, but he refused to talk to me. This was my first real heartbreak. Imagine having your first heartbreak before your first date. Pathetic, right? Anyway, I felt much better when I met Brad at one of my modeling shoots. He went to a school nearby, and he was an intern at the same photography company that was taking my pictures that day. After nearly throwing his camera on the floor several times because he was so nervous, he finally got the courage to talk to me. "I follow you on Instagram, and I'm going to have some wonderful pictures on there. Here's another one you can add," he said while showing me a picture he took with his camera. Shyly. It really was a good picture. We spoke briefly that afternoon, but later he sent me a message on Instagram. "Hey, gorgeous model, what's your favorite food?" he typed. "Pizza."
You can try one more time if you're gonna join again. I'm gonna
downtown. "Would you like to go out to get some next Saturday?"
What?
He said. "Sure. What time?" I wrote. We decided to meet at 7 in the evening. Although it was a whole week away, I was so nervous. We spoke a lot, and as time went by, I felt more comfortable with him. When the day finally arrived, I spent the whole morning planning my outfit. By the afternoon, I had changed my mind about what I wanted to wear and had spent hours trying to figure out something different. Then I had to do my makeup. At 6:30, I made my way downtown to the restaurant. I walked in and looked around. He wasn't there, so I sat down and ordered a Coke. Almost 1 hour later, he still wasn't there. I was angry. He stood me up. How could he do this to me with no explanation at all? "What the hell? Where are you?" I texted him. There was no answer.
Do you need a fishing?
At 10, he still hadn't replied. The next day, I was hoping he would have said.
Ej, helt ærligt, ikke Danmark igen. Hvorfor kan det ikke være sådan, at være first mover? Hvad ved du om at være first mover? Er du nogensinde blevet ført rundt på fru af en lidt guide? Det er jeg godt for. Guide, kunne du tage et selfie også? Jo, selvfølgelig.
You crafting a bubble? It's so true, right? Yo, we're gonna do a gear right now, and later we're gonna do magic and check take that. Oh, thank you. Do you have some traps? No, break on you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
He never answered.
You didn't get thief traps?
I
Yes.
thought there was no hope for my baby. Was something wrong? I'm beautiful, so I knew it wasn't that, but did I smell bad? What was it? Why would no guy take me seriously? And why would no guy take me out on a real date? It was Sunday, and I decided that I needed to do something to cheer myself up. I put on my gym outfit and went running near the park. Experiencing a runner's high was just what I needed. I wanted to feel the wind on my face and to worry about nothing
you
at
need
all.
something?
After running for about half an hour, I began to think about Brad again. While I was distracted with my sad thoughts, I tripped over my shoelaces and fell down. I hadn't even realized they were untied. I hit my head really badly, and it felt like it was bleeding. I could taste the concrete. Hey, are you okay? A male voice said.
Yes.
Obviously not, I replied without looking up. He reached for my arm and tried to lift me off the ground. I turned my head, and in an instant, everything was perfect in the world.
You're gonna take that?
Was the most handsome guy I had ever seen in my life. He had brown hair, brown eyes, very fine features, and an amazing body. Here, let me get that for you, he said while reaching into his backpack. He pulled out a cloth and began to wipe my face.
You mean
Don't
that?
worry, it's clean, he said. When he was done, he helped me get to a nearby bench and sat next to me. So, what are you doing here running all by yourself and falling into the arms of strangers?
You can get cold.
He said. Well, I was really sad about my date that night.
Take this.
And he's totally ignoring me right now, I replied.
You take
I
that.
don't know why I was telling him all of this, but it just felt like
You
I
can
could
take
trust
all
him.
that to
What
that.
a stupid
That's
guy.
what that
Well, he
means.
doesn't treat you like that. If he was serious, he'd make sure you knew that you were very special to him. Anyway, I'm Sammy. It's lovely to meet you. What is your name? He said. I thought for a while and realized that what he was saying was true. Besides, I wasn't thinking about Brad anymore with this fine specimen by my side. My name's Jaya. It's nice to meet you too. Enough about my problems. What are you doing here? I asked. Well, same as you, I guess. I used to go to the gym, but I changed my routine a bit. Now I go jogging every morning. He replied. We sat there and talked for what seemed like hours. When we realized it was getting too late, we exchanged contact information so we could stay in touch. We spoke constantly each day. He became more than just some guy I talked to. He was a dear friend. I told him almost everything. My thoughts, my dreams, what worried me, and what made me happy. He spoke to me about everything too. We never got to see each other, and I was hoping that he'd finally ask me out. There was no better person I could imagine myself sharing a first date with. I began to imagine all the possible scenarios. Should we go to an amusement park? It'd be fun, but we'd hardly get to talk. Should we go to the movies? We could get cozy in there.
Yeah,
and maybe it would set the mood for my first kiss later. Or how about a simple stroll by the sea?
Oh, let me ruffle.
Tell me you love me, and
You don't get
it was
able
just
to
too much to imagine. The day finally came.
Come here.
I had just gotten off my bed one morning, and I was brushing my teeth.
Yeah?
When I heard a notification on my phone, I picked it up. And it was a text message from Samuel. Hey, sweetie, would you like to go to watch a movie with me tomorrow night? It said, yes. I replied with way too many exclamation marks at the end. Oh my gosh. I thought, he's going to think I'm desperate. I was so excited. I started thinking about what I'd wear and what we'd do after the movie. Suddenly, these happy thoughts were quickly destroyed by doubt. What if he ghosted me just like the other two guys? But even then, I needed a plan. I decided that instead of allowing him to ghost me like the others had done, I would show up at his house 3 hours before he would have to go out and changed his mind. There was one problem though. I didn't know where he lived. There's not a problem that technology can't fix. I thought as I grabbed my phone and scrolled through his Instagram pictures. Jackpot! I shouted. There was a picture of his 2 dogs in front of their house. The location was visible, and although I couldn't see the exact address, I had a pretty good idea of where the house was and what it looked like. The next day, I was determined to have a perfect day. I called Samuel to make sure we were still on for later. He said yes, and the first few hours of the day flew by. When it was time, I left home and went to search for Samuel's house. It took a good half hour, but I finally found a house which matched the picture. I walked up to the front door and rang the doorbell. A little girl opened the door and stared at me with eyes wide open. Oh, you're so pretty. Will you be my friend? She said as Samuel approached. Gaia, what are you doing here? How did you even find my house? You know what? Never mind. Come in, he said. You look so happy to see me.
Go up, okay. Jump up and be ready.
I went to get ready. Well, since you're here early, I guess we can do something fun, he said. About 15 minutes later, we heard the doorbell ring. I'll get it, shouted Samuel. He was already ready. I followed him to the door, and as he opened it, I had the fright of my life. Standing in front of us was the most massive man I had ever seen. He was dressed in black and carrying a huge gun. I came to deliver a message to Samuel. Listen very clearly. If you continue to shoot Gaia, I will have to hurt you. Stop talking to her now and you will be safe. If you do not listen to my warning, you will have a serious price to pay. He growled. He then slammed the door and walked away. I was so confused. Who was he? I've never seen him before in my life. I decided to run after him and get some answers. When I... Finally caught up to him, I grabbed his arm. Who are you? Why did you threaten the only guy I really liked? I cried. You aren't supposed to know this, but you have some very dangerous people in your family you've never met. They are the ones who've been paying me to do this. I will continue until you are 18. It's only then that the complete truth will be revealed to you, he said and calmly walked away. Now it all made sense. This monster had been chasing away all my potential boyfriends. I ran fast to Samuel's house to tell him what I found out, but the door was locked and they wouldn't open it. I had no choice but to go home all alone. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my story, leave a like. Subscribe to this channel and check out our other videos. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
you trading weapons with him? Okay. Look, do you have this ribbons? Do you have the mythic? Yeah, and you have this. This. Do you have any mythics? Oh, you have the mini pistol? I have the pistol too. I can only craft that in 160. I can only craft that at 1.6 or 106. I tried to craft it.
Hi, my name is Dylan, and I actually graduated when I was only 12 years old. It sounds crazy, right? You must think I'm some kind of genius or something. Well, that's not totally untrue, since I did get a super high score in my IQ test. But that's not...
Sonnenbebel. Ja, hast du nicht gleich von dem Bett oder was? Ich bin abgeschlossen. Ich weiß schon.
Ich habe eine Frage. Soll ich mal mir die Hand erfüllen?
Bei mir im Minibus. Ja, zum Beispiel beim Minibus alles. Hab ich. Hol links da.
Warte, schon kurz die Xboxen. Geh weg, Schachtel.
Man merkt halt so, dass wenn Dings auf.
Schaden.
Hast du echt auf Schaden?
Das macht gar keinen Unterschied. Junge, was hat so ein scheiß Headset? Schon dich. Jetzt lief ich instant.
Ja, so triffst du nicht mal so.
Schnauze.
Okay. Ich will mal gucken, ob Lama jetzt stirbt direkt. Lama, beweg dich. So, du bist jetzt
Wird das Level?
3, 2, 1.
Echt, das ist wirklich meine Güte. Wie viel HP hat der denn? 14k? Aber der ist doch niemals SSV 5 in 2.
Ja, wir killen auf den Arm.
Und warum macht er denn mit? Nur der schwebt. Warum schießt ein Kürbiswerfer? Nächste Woche spiele ich FNCS und ich beweise es dir, dass ich Earnings hole.
Wenn es ein 4K, er kommt nicht weiter.
Ich komme weiter, wird
Ja, okay, dann mach heute bis
Okay,
5,5.
Ja, okay. Ich schwöre, okay.
Ja, okay, mach 5,5. Na, bis 0 Uhr hast du Zeit, Andreas.
Ja, ich spiele gerade RDW.
Ja, nach der Runde. Ach, dann, wenn du...
Ich bin tot. Ja, beim der Soundpark.
300D, I need your help. You can pick all your weapons up if you want to.
Ja, wenn ich mit so eine...
Pick all the weapons up.
Hä? Ist du tot?
Pick all the weapons up.
Weber? Nee. Hey, du hast
Yo, Kyron and V00 pick all the weapons up. Kyron, you can also get on.
Can I get that?
Yes.
Wee.
Hol den Schweber.
Ja.
Digga, ich werde jetzt von mir den Boss. Wenn du so lange brauchst.
Wo ist der?
Ui. Morgen zum Beginn.
Ey, ich schwör, was hast du? Scheiße, das ist
Nee, ihr habt mir so eine Nagelfarbe gegeben.
Wait, I want to sing the soul.
Ja, hä? Du musst auch auf Schaden haben.
I'm tot. Da ist einer tot.
Ich schwör nie wieder mal mit der MSK. Geht es hier besser als du.
I not need the weapons.
Mann, du stirbst gleich.
I'm not a scammer. You can pick all the weapons up if you want to.
Zweimal.
Kann ich nicht wieder unterfangen nehmen, wo es das Blut haben?
Yeah.
Eine Nagelfarbe bei der...
Yo, can I bring my friend, please?
Yes, sir. This guy can pick all.
Da ist das Sprengstoff aufheben. Nein, ich wollte nur das Sprengstoff.
I can pick mine.
Okay.
Yo, V00, help me upgrade in my home base, okay?
Are you upgrade all your home base?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have stone?
Wenn nicht, ist egal.
No.
Oha, Digga, wie weit fliegst du denn wieder nach Nordamerika oder was? Hat er extra Flug gewesen?
This like what?
Ich hab nur nachgefasst in meinem Inventar, wie riesig sind, also. Oder riesig, Digga.
Oh, hey, bring my bow. I throw it. No, hey, bring my bow. You took my bow. Hey!
Der kann nicht einfach. Ich wollte fragen, ob wie heißt das, Sonne oder so, weil, ja, ich hätte das auch zu
Zero guns now.
Yo, help me. Yo, Kyron, do you have stone?
I have still.
Okay, follow me. I give you stone and you can upgrade in my home base, okay? Okay?
Hey, what do you do with that here guns? In the drop here.
Der kriegt eine Voraufgabe jetzt.
Oh.
Me.
Ja, warte, was bekomme ich für eine? Okay. Warte mal kurz, warte.
Ich glaube, ich habe meine Voraufgabe gemacht, oder?
Okay, ich gehe nicht. Okay. Ja, mal Gold. Ist schon mal sehr nice. Okay, eine goldene Scheide da. Okay, 40 Watt plus. Okay, 35. Okay.
Der bekommt Schwert.
Jetzt, Leute. Bitte drin. Ich Schwert. Ja, nice.
Vor MSK sind so Waffen, die man kriegt.
Ich hab eine Skette bekommen. Was war das?
Oh mein Gott. Ja, ich weiß nicht, wie lange
Yo, Kyron.
Was soll ich in mein Lager tun?
Yo.
Eine Knallflinte, eine Müllkanone, eine Tränchen, eine Posaune 1000 oder eine Razzera.
Ich gehe wieder Battle Royale.
Ey, Jakob,
Is there sunbeam down here?
alles
Ich gehe dann jetzt auch, okay.
Was dann? Okay, das, ja, das ist wahrscheinlich die Kneipe dann benötigt.
Halt nur außer wenn die jetzt halt Ding machen.
Impfen. Ja, da hast du auch Impfen machen können.
Yo. I'm creating my home base, okay?
Oh mein
I
Gott.
give you maps. Follow
Ich
me.
bin jetzt erst auf 130 hier.
Give me a max, I not have a more.
Achso, ja, ne, weiter.
Ja, der soll jetzt mal warten, die
Pick this up.
Okay. 5K. You put my sword. 2K. Put the next.
Kann man noch kurz einmal eine Skizzen-EP-Mission machen?
Yo, you do. I tell you today you want to give
Look,
her,
I
no?
give you stone and you can upgrade it. Okay, take this. Take this
Oh,
and
your
upgrade
husband's
it.
all it?
Yeah, all. In black, in black. I need to upgrade all too.
Wow. Why you do like that? I want to sleep now.
Ja, neues Song. Komm, noch ein neues Song machen. Bist du dabei, Jakob?
Hey. I want like that, you have?
Oder ich lade was.
So, you have a like that? You have a like that? I want. Hey, kick this guy.
Oh, you.
Kick him. Me.
No.
Me.
Yeah, now you can make this.
Oh, kick this guy. Kick him.
Why?
Kick him, I tell you why you kick him. I not love playing here, no. Kick him, I won't tell you, no, I not can. This is scam me, no. This scam me.
Bist du Twin Peaks, Level 5? Ne, oder? Also Twin Peaks, schon Level 5, nein, oder? Warum kann ich die machen? Die will ich nicht mehr drin. So kann ich doch nicht. Ja, doch, keine Ahnung, vielleicht kannst du mir...
Yeah, baby. Little bit in tomorrow,
Oder ich carry dann ein paar Leute noch mit durch. Nein. Das muss eh nicht viel sein. Gar kein Bock auf die Freddy dann. Und kommen eh breit.
Hey, my mom wants me, okay? I'm close, I'm lifting, and I'm coming, okay? A little bit. Like, 2 seconds and I come in. Yeah, I like that. Wait.
Ja, okay, fast. Ich hätte mir lieber die Hand gewünscht, aber Schwert ist trotzdem so geil. Das Ding ist, ich kann mir die 1000-mal herstellen. Ja, was ist neu versorgen? Okay, nimm dir am besten einen Ninja. Nein. Add me. Bro, Toxic, I don't need help. I don't need any. I don't need help. Ja. Das Ding ist, hast du Twin Peaks?
Yeah, you have stone. You have sea.
Ja,
So
hast du auch.
you have stone.
Also du hast
You
Twin
have
Peaks,
this.
Ja. Hast du die 50 Schwimmverteidigung in Twin Peaks?
Yeah, you do MSK. You do MSK carry. You do MSK.
Fast 90. Also ich bin 89. Aber mein Ziel wird heute noch fast 90.
I have all mythics. All mythics.
Ey Leute, lasst mal alle einen fetten Abo genau da. Wir sind fast 75 Abonnenten. Das ist auf jeden Fall mein nächstes Ziel. Oder wir sind jetzt so.
Ja, ich habe heute 40, haben jetzt einfach so was von den 10%.
Von wem? Kaum, also irgendwie
You need more stone, you?
Ich würde halt mit meinen Chain,
Okay,
ich dachte
safe you
Double
need
Chain,
more
der
stone.
hat einfach so 40k gedroppt, Digga. Und dann auf einmal auch so gescannt. Und er wollte nicht nur, dass du es aufgibst, auf seine Hilfe. Digga, das ist ja.
Hello.
Yeah?
Du weißt eh, was du machen musst in neuen Person, ne?
What
Was?
doing
Du weißt
people?
so, was du in neuen Person machen
I
musst, ne?
upgraded my home base.
Heißt du, was meine? Wenn du willst, links, da stehen links ungefähr in der Mitte, ein bisschen grober, ganz links am Bildschirm. Steht das. Da musst du eine Stelle beugen.
Hello, Habib.
Warte, ich muss meinen joinen, ich bin so
That
dumm
is a lot of
gewesen.
bombs. Habib.
Ich bin aus Versehen reingegangen, Digga. Mann, ich wollte ihn
Mega
einladen,
Box.
dann habe ich die Einladung angenommen, warte ganz kurz.
They are 130 and 122. Yeah.
Oh, Junge. Können wir dazu schauen, Digga?
Don't worry, I'm not going to take any. I've got to get back up now.
Ich kann alle meine Stimmchen weg.
So sick.
Apparently there is stuff dropped
Yeah.
on the map. Wait,
Yeah, he's kapal her.
Ich kann nicht bei ihm rein. Gut, ich kann nicht rein, nur ich kann nicht rein, tut mir leid, nur ich muss. Gleich mal.
what's he doing there?
Ich kann
Oh,
nicht
still
rein.
picking up the gun.
Nur ich kann nicht rein, tut mir leid. Was ist denn? Ich höre dich nicht laut, also ich schaue, wer da
Oh,
kommt.
the like the
Look, man. Yeah, you. Are you good? You know all song in the room?
What?
Yo, do you know this song here? Where is it?
I think I do.
Ich habe halt nur
I don't fucking care. You know the song? Hello? Yo, you, do you know the song?
Yes.
What's the song?
I'm not gonna sing it.
Sing it.
No.
I give you bright code if you're gonna do it. I give you bright code for me.
No, I'm not singing it, I'm sure. Wait,
You don't know the
did
song.
you just drop a mythic?
I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care.
Did you drop a mythic? I'm pretty sure you can't drop it. Yeah, you can't.
I'm gonna check your other stuff because I'm gonna go to E.
Can you show me what is in this box? Like, can I see what the hell is in it? Annoying me that it's there and I don't know what it is.
I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care.
You can have edit for a second.
What do you need?
Just see what this is because we're all trying to see it, but you know, we can't.
Okay, I'm coming up to you.
What is in here? Something in here.
Follow me. It's a donation box.
Oh,
I'll go to E.
Me top right. Why are we nearly concentrating on bacon? We're just like random bacon. Not at the highest point, no offense. I'm on the highest point of all of your builds. This is the whole map from here.
maybe you're too good for me. I'm only a fool for you. But I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care.
Possible. You join me. Why? Because I gonna give you something and we gonna be friends again. But I don't fucking care. And the problem, how will you join me? Because right now I'm gonna leave. So yeah, later you're gonna join me. But I don't fucking care. Yeah.